Hello class, my name is Christopher Rockwell and this is my Project 1 video review for AOC 2 turn 1306. This week was pretty exciting but pretty surprising as far as the amount of material covered. But the videos were very thorough, let me just say that. So, if you follow the videos this week, you shouldn't have much problem. But let's get off into the code. As you can see here in my simulator, I chose to do barbecue ribs because it's summertime and I tend to barbecue a lot and eat a lot of barbecue when it heats up. So it's like a family affair we do here in Texas. So I decided to choose something like that because I know quite a bit about it. And what I did is I went in. Of course, I made my factory. And it's the rib cooking factory, and the cook ribs function gets a type of ribs. The three types of ribs I have is beef, pork, and lamb, and then that breaks off into my subclasses and gets all the information. And the way I differentiated each subclass is I went in and based the cook time off different variables. Like for the beef, you would cook an hour for every pound, and for the pork you would cook about 0.8 hours for every pound, not as much. And also I factored in if the pork, sometimes when you buy pork ribs they tend to be fatty, or some of them might be more lean, so I added that as a variable. As you can see right down here, if it's lean or fatty, I added that as a variable of the cook time. If they're fatty, you might want to cook them a little bit longer to cook through the fat. If they're lean, you can do a little bit less cooking, barbecuing. And for the lamb, I did 0.6 per label or per pound, and I based that off of the size of the rack of ribs, which is the different variable I use for lamb, either a full rack or a half rack, and that determines the cook time. If it's a half rack, I cut the time in half. If it's a full rack, I did per pound plus 1 to kind of make sure you get it cooked good. So here's an example in my iOS simulator right here. Barbecue ribs is my title. This is my static label right here, beef ribs, and then I had 2 dynamic labels because I wanted to have a type of rib, the style you want to cook the ribs, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. So, the beef ribs are Memphis style, then you cook them for 11 hours based off the variable, so on and so forth. The pork ribs, the lamb ribs. Let me show an example of the app working on my iPad. Now, this is an app called Air Server. It's a really neat app, and basically shares your screen onto you. As you can see, my emails here, just to kind of give you proof. It just shares your screen onto your Mac. I actually went ahead and bought a license, like $10-15. It's well worth it because we use it a lot. But as you can see here, all my information here is in the app right here, just as in the simulator, so it's all the same. One thing I wish I could have done a little bit better is grasp the concept of the subclasses. I'm still struggling with having okay, let's show you an example. Having the calculation right here in the base and right here, which is basically never gets ran. Just kind of why you should put that right there. And is it always necessary, or should you return nil, or should you always have a filler right there, or what? Because you're never going to call that. So I kind of wondered why in the videos I kept seeing that being done, which I done it too, just in case. I don't want to make any mistakes. But other than that, I pretty much grasped the concepts of the factory and why it's needed and how it could possibly simplify all your code and put everything in a better structure. That way when you going through and debugging, you can narrow down all your problems. So I really enjoyed this week, and I learned a lot. And I look forward to what's coming in the following weeks. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I have. You all have a great day.